With my travel partners, Susie, Megan, and David gone, I once again had to survive on my own, so I did what any Vietnamese would do and grabbed some soup. After making my to-do list, I head out to explore and quickly realize that the streets around Hanoi have themes. For example, this is Candy Street, where one shop after the other sells, well, candy. And this is Tape and Rope Street. It's so fascinating. Later in the afternoon, after enjoying a meal at a little diner, the owner noticed my camera on a table and asked if I might take some photos of some food for their menu. I must admit I felt like a bit of a pro and only wished that I hadn't already paid for the meal I had just eaten. Nevertheless, I was glad to help out. That night, I found a stunning view of Hanoi at night and met up with some fellow couch surfers to talk about the city.
Hello from Hanoi. You're watching Backpacking with Brock.
After this Irish pub reminded me of Megan, I met these wonderful Vietnamese.
Hello!
On the following day, while editing in my room, I sensed some commotion in the street below. When I got up to investigate, I discovered Vietnamese women throwing vegetables this way and that way and running all over the place. And why? Well, because there was a police raid. For fear of getting caught, I kept a low profile and tried to film as much as I could. I later found out that the market below me was actually a black market, and raids like this one happen a few times a week. I, however, did not know this, and as I watched from above, I was convinced that the end was near. Thankfully, though, it was not, and soon after the police left, everything returned back to normal. My afternoon consisted of watching this lady load way too many things on her bike. I was interviewed by some local university students, and my day was made complete when a local restaurant owner, whose restaurant I ate at nearly every day, invited me to join him and a couple of his friends around a hot pot. The street plays a significant part in Vietnam's culture. At any given point of the day, the streets will be filled with Vietnamese sitting, eating, and enjoying each other's company in the street. I felt honored to be included in a cultural identity I had come to love. This is living. Sadly, the time came for me to depart from the city I did not want to leave. I promised myself I would find a way to return, and in the meantime, hopped in this cab with this driver and his crazy TV in the front seat. After a bit of worrying for my life, we arrived at the airport, where the plane that would take me to Laos, be it a small one, was waiting. Next time on Backpack with Brock. I head to Luang Prabang, Laos, where I feed some monks and enjoy some water sports.